Well, there's a bit of a changing of the guard on our Las Vegas City Council. Wards 1, 2, and 3 all have new representatives. Now, in the next City Beat, we'll get to know Brian Knutson, Victoria Seaman, and Olivia Diaz just a little bit better. But first, before we say hello to them, we'd like to say farewell to Mayor Pro Tem and Ward 1 Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian, who is termed out, and Ward 3 Councilman Bob Coffin, who decided not to run for a third term. For Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian, it was a 14-year run. She took office in 2005 following a recall election in Ward 1, then just continued to win those council elections until she termed out in 2019. In those years, she improved every park in her ward, remodeled and reopened the dilapidated Garside pool, brought neighborhoods together with events like back-to-school fairs, built new and reopened older fire stations, and so much more. But she says probably her proudest accomplishment will reach well beyond her ward to improve healthcare for our entire region.
And when it came into our ward, we branded it and you got a committee going so that we had hospitals, businesses, everybody working together. And the people in Public Works have done a beautiful job in planning and getting that ready for this medical school.
The mayor, city council members, city staff, family, and friends celebrated the end of her tenure at the June 19th city council meeting. By the turnout, it was clear she has touched a lot of lives over the years. But as we spoke with her in her office away from the limelight, she gave credit to just about everyone but herself. Like crediting our Public Works Department for the beautiful median and street sculptures that actually started popping up in Ward 1.
And now it's all over the city because the other wards liked it. And it's a good way. You don't spend money on water, and yet it still can be beautiful. They've come up with such great things in that department.
She even prominently displays a bird given to her by the Public Works on her desk. It was one of the last things she packed away as she was preparing to leave office. But giving credit where credit is due is in her DNA. In her mind, being a public servant, as she has been much of her life, is not the same as being a politician.
And you have people who run for office who are public servants. The politicians usually are watching to see that they can move up. The public servants are looking all the time at what the people need, and they try and meet. And why do they stay public servants? Because it fills their heart. And
Lois Tarkanian's heart must be full. Also honored at the June 19th City Council meeting was Ward 3 Councilman Bob Coffin, who has decided not to run for a third term. His public service did not start at the city, but goes way back many years, including more than 2 decades in the Nevada State Senate and 2 years in the State Assembly.
Well, after 36 years in public office, you would think somebody needs a vacation. I'm not declaring for any new office yet. I'm not declaring I'll ever run for office again, but I'm not going to leave public life, and I'm not going to leave politics, because it's a calling. It is a vocation. You either have it or you don't. And I got bit by the bug very young.
We spoke with him at Channel 2 a couple of months ago, and he said he'll miss working with the other council members and Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
The collegiality of working with like-minded people who agree or disagree. And I get a lot of joy out of disagreeing with people, because it's like, those are people who see things different, and I don't see it their way, so I have to figure out why as I'm trying to persuade them to see it my way. So there's a lot of give and take.
He's proud of the resurgence in the downtown area, saying all those ribbon cuttings translate into growth and vibrance. He also loved interacting with kids, whether it be kicking off summer splashes in his own unique style, to opening a new skate park for a Ward 3 neighborhood.
With Mary being retired, I got to find things to do that are not in the house. I've already irritated her way too much, because she's constantly doing something, and I really don't want to do anything, to be honest. I mean, don't tell anybody, of course, don't tell the whole valley that I'd rather be lazy and relax, maybe stay in bed all day, but I can't, I won't. So I got to find things to do.